Welcome to Talking Crue, an unofficial Motley Crue podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things in the world of Motley Crue. This is episode 102 this week. Mick Mars, The Other Side of Mars album review. But first, this weekend Motley news. There is a ton of it this week. The Rock the Tides Festival that was supposed to take place November the 7th through the 9th has been canceled by all the bands, not just Motley Crue, but Def Leppard, Bret Michaels, and Extreme, plus all the other bands that were supposed to be there have took it off their tour schedule. Why has this been canceled? I have no idea. I can't really find any information on this, so sorry to hear about this. Congratulations to John Corabi, who announced this past Friday, after I released last week's episode, he has signed with Frontier Records. Frontier Records is a huge deal, I think, because they are home of Stryper, Whitesnake, Winger, plus a tons more. Mike Tramp from White Line. I think this is absolutely fabulous. I think this is great news. Also in that little press release, it mentioned that John's son, Ian Corabi, is playing drums on the upcoming solo album and the upcoming solo tours. So if I find out more information, I'll pass it along. Also, this past Friday, after I released last week's episode, Motley Crue announced a contest to win trip to Vegas to see the band at the residency in Vegas Friday, October the 3rd, which is Tommy Lee's birthday. So check out Motley.com and their social medias. Enter today. I did it. Wish me luck. I wish you guys luck. What you get is round trip airfare to Vegas, 2-night hotel stay, a pizza gift card. You get Motley merch. You get the new compilation album that actually came out today, Motley Crue in the Beginning, a signed vinyl copy. You get 2 of them. Plus a picture with the band, so you actually get to meet the band. So yeah, enter today. I did. Nicky posted, and then he later on deleted this post on Twitter or X, whichever one you want to call it. But then later on, this happened on Sunday, and then later on, all these rock websites started popping up this story, like Guitar.com, Louder, Ultimate Classic Rock, just to name a few. Basically, what he said, I did take a screenshot of it, and I will post it on the Talking Crue Facebook page. He said that he is looking forward to the 10 shows in Vegas, which actually starts tonight, but is more excited about the other projects he's been working on. And he said that being on the road is not for him too much longer. He also said all the projects that he is doing are all music-based. For me, when I first read this, it actually really bummed me out because to me this sounds like there is no more Motley Crue world tours. That doesn't mean Motley Crue won't tour at all, but it won't be those really long tours that they used to do. Maybe they'll do a week of shows in Japan or 2 weeks shows in Europe, and then that's about it, or a few shows in the United States or North America, and that's probably it. He said that he has a young daughter to raise, plus wants to be there for his older kids, and he is a grandparent now. And I understand it, being a father myself. I want to stay home. I mean, who doesn't want to stay home? But yeah, maybe I'm being a little selfish on this part, but yeah, it did really bum me out. John 5 posted a reminder about the VIP meet and greets packages for the Vegas shows. Again, it starts tonight. Check out john5.com. You get a t-shirt, a signed poster, a guitar picks, and a picture with John 5. You get to meet him. That's freaking awesome. Happy 30th anniversary to Vince Neil's second solo album, Carved in Stone, released today, September the 12th, 1995. I talk about this album in the Vince Neil series on episode 56. Motley Crue, thanks to my friend Scott Wild, showed me this morning. Motley Crue had an article written about them in the LA Times. I will post it in the comments section down below and on the Talking Crue Facebook page. It's basically talking about, it's like a little interview with Tommy and Nikki, and they talk about the history of the band, the upcoming Vegas shows, Vince's medical situation, the Mick Mars thing, plus a tons more. Like I said, I'll post it in the comments section down below and on the Talking Crue Facebook page. And that's it in Motley news. Like I said, there was a ton of it, which is absolutely freaking fantastic for me. The birthday boy here. Today is my birthday, September the 12th. I'm 50 years old. And so let's get right into this week's episode. This is episode 102, Mick Mars, The Other Side of Mars. Album review is what I'm going to be talking about this week. I did the Vince Neil series where I talked all things about Vince, his solo albums, his book, TV shows, concert reviews. I did the Tommy Lee series. I talked about Methods of Mayhem, his solo albums, Rockstar Supernova TV show and album, his book, TV shows, all that stuff. And then I did the Nikki Sixx series. I talked about the 58 albums, 6 a.m. albums, all his books, Brides of Destruction, concert review, 6 a.m. concert review. Now, I'm going to start the Mick Mars series. It's short and sweet. It's this episode and next week. So, like I said, it's short and sweet. So, let's get right into this. Timeline about this album. Mick talked about doing a solo album way back in 2014 during the final tour. I remember reading things in magazines. What are you guys planning on doing? And Nikki would say he's going to continue on with 6 a.m. Vince said he was going to continue doing solo shows. Tommy was kind of up in the air. He really didn't know what he was going to do. Mick Mars always kept persisting. I'm going to do a solo album. I'm going to release it. It's coming soon. Then there was some rumors that were going around. I remember getting really excited because the rumor was he was working with John Corabi, and John was going to sing on this solo album. And then it wasn't too long after, John Corabi said, yeah, I did some stuff, but Mick trashed it. Don't know what's going on. Then The Dirt, the movie, and the soundtrack came out. Then the big, huge, successful stadium tour happened. And then in October 2022, Mick retired or quit, whichever way you want to say it, Motley Crue due to his illness of AS or ankylosing spondylitis, which made it difficult for him to keep touring. I mean, yeah, it pained me to see him. I can't even imagine. So it's where your spine is straight, and then this disease kind of makes him curve over. So yeah, he was always in pain. I was seeing even some interviews with Def Leppard during the stadium tour saying they felt so bad for Mick and what he went through to do that part of the tour. So he quit or retired. And then we get to some info and facts on this album. It was recorded at Blackbird Studios. Blackbird, I always think of the Beatles song, in Nashville, Tennessee. Woohoo! Just up the road from me. Produced by Michael Wagner, great producer, legendary producer, I think, who has worked with Dokken, Extreme, King's X, Skid Row. Those first Skid Row albums are amazing. Striper, Warrant, Dog Eat Dog. That is an underrated Warrant album. And White Line, just to name a few. The album was released on February 23rd, 2024. He released 3 singles. All of them got music videos. Loyal to the Lie, Right Side of Wrong, and Undone, which I did bonus episodes when he released these as singles. Now let's talk about the little band that he put together to record this. Mick Mars on guitars, of course. You got Paul Taylor. Paul Taylor is from the band Winger. Yes, that winger. She's only 17. I don't care what people say. Those first 3 Ringer albums are phenomenal. He's on keyboards and guitars. Jacob Button on vocals. Braun, that's Brion. Gamba, Gamboa, on vocals. And now he does sing on 2 songs on this album, songs 4 and 8. And Ray, I can't ever say his last name, Luzier, I think that's how you say it, Luziar, from the band Korn. I love Korn. He's an amazing drummer, and he's on drums on this album. And then rounded up is Chris Collier on bass. That's Collier. Now, there's your info and facts and timeline on the album. So let's go track by track on Mick Mars, The Other Side of Mars. So far, it's his first and only solo album. He is working on the second solo album, the last I heard. So hopefully next year we'll hear something. Okay, song number 1 is called Loyal to the Lie. This song slowly comes in, then it just rocks your socks off. Great drum beat as Jacob sings, great lyrics, catchy chorus, great short and sweet guitar solo. I think this song just freaking rocks. I love this song the first time I heard it when he released it as the single. Song number 2 is Broken on the Inside. This one kicks right in. Great crunchy guitar riff as Jacob sings. Then there's this stop and really loud scream in it. This song's very, very heavy, even heavier than MC94. It's almost, I almost put it Pantera-ish at times. Lyrics are kind of cool. The chorus is good. Cool guitar solo by Mick. Also, almost this haunting sound as it closes out. This song is definitely totally different. To me, it's just an okay song, though. I'll explain why here later. Song number 3 is Alone. It starts off with some keyboards, picks up for a moment, and then comes right back down. It's almost a balladish kind of a song, mid-tempo-ish. I do really like the way Jacob sings on this one. It's almost, this song reminds me of a Queen's rock song or feel to it, which I actually love that. Fantastic lyrics and chorus, really great song. It's so good. Song number 4 is Killing Breed. This one starts with some noise and a bell and then it kind of slowly builds up. This one has Braun singing on this one. Great voice, really great voice. Great lyrics, good chorus, mixed guitar sounds really cool on this one. Fantastic guitar solo. I think this is a great song. Song number 5 is Memories. Starts off with some keyboards as Jacob sings. This one is the ballad on the album. Lyrics are great, and so is the chorus. Absolutely fantastic song. Definitely check this one out, Memories. Song number 6 is Right Side of Wrong. This one slowly builds up and then takes off. Great groove in it as Jacob sings. Great lyrics, catchy chorus. I love this song. Again, as soon as I heard this one is probably my favorite of the 3 singles that he released. When I first heard this, I was hooked. Fantastic guitar solo by Mick. I love this one. It's so freaking good. Song number 7 is Ready to Roll. Begins with a guitar note and then comes in this rockin' groove. Then Jacob sings. Fantastic lyrics, catchy chorus. It has this kind of arena rock sound to it at times, which really sounds really good. It's definitely some rock cliches in the lyrics. Rock You Like a Hurricane's mentioned. A whole lot of other stuff. You just have to listen to it and you'll catch it as you're listening. But I love it. I think that's great. Bringing some of the 80s Motley-ish kind of songs into this. Song number 8 is called Undone. This one kicks right in, then it slowly comes back down as Braun sings this one. Great lyrics and chorus, fantastic song. Great guitar solo by Mick. Then we get to song number 9, and that is Ain't Going Back. This one kicks right in as Jacob sings. Great groove in it. Great lyrics and chorus. The guitar solo is short and sweet. It's a great song. It's not my favorite, but it's a great song. Song number 10, and this is the last song on the album. Eleanor, that's L-A, and then Noir, N-O-I-R, so Eleanor. Begins with the drum fill by Ray, then it kicks right in with Mick soloing over the top. This one has a great groove in it. To me, this is the song that I thought, and I'm sure a lot of people thought, that this album would be. It's more blues based. It sounds kind of bittersweet, if you remember that song on Supersonic and Demonic Relics, or the Quaternary EP that they put out. This is more like Mick Mars. It's got his fingerprints all over it, and I absolutely love this song. So there we go. So there's the album. So I'm going to rate this album 1 out of 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I'm actually giving this album an 8. There are some great songs, and there's some really fantastic songs, and then there's a song that I'm not too thrilled over. Okay, so let's go with that first. So least favorite song is Broken on the Inside. It's not that it's a bad song, it's just it doesn't fit with any of the other songs on this album. It doesn't sound like Mick Mars at all either. It's just way different. Like I said, it to me it almost has this Pantera-ish kind of sound to it. It's just, it doesn't fit. So, and I listened to this album this week on my way to work and home, and Thursday, the third or second time around the album, I actually skipped this one. Favorite songs. There's some great songs, but then there's some of my favorites that are on this. Loyal to the Lie, Alone, Memories, Right Side of Wrong, Undone, and Eleanor. I love those. Those are my standout tracks on this. So that's the album. Let's homework this week. You rate this album 1 out of 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. What's your favorite song or songs, and what's your least favorite song or songs on this album? Another thing that I was going to mention about Paul Taylor. Either the next month or a couple of weeks after, Ace Frehley, the former lead guitar player for Kiss, had an album come out, 10,000 Votes. And he had help. Guitar player from the band Trickster, Steve Brown, helped. In fact, according to Steve Brown, he wrote like 90% of the album, and Ace only came in to sing and play the lead guitar parts. So this has kind of been embedded into my brain ever since I read that, heard that. Paul Taylor writes every song on this album. So how much is this a Mick Mars solo album, and how much of it is a Paul Taylor with special guest Mick Mars? I don't know. I'd love to talk to Paul Taylor and ask him. But if you're watching, Paul, you can be a guest on the podcast. We'll talk Winger too if you want to. So I don't know. It kind of makes me wonder though. All right, maybe it's just me. I don't know. So next week, I'm going to continue on with the Mick Mars series with the last episode. Episode 103, ranking my top 5 Mick Mars guitar solos. That's next week. If you know anybody that's a Motley Crue fan, likes to talk about Motley Crue, hear about Motley Crue, send them this way. Hit that share button, copy the link, and send it to them. Tell them go on Google, Firefox, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and type in Talking Crue. All the episodes will pop up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button yourself. Give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it, and it helps out the podcast a whole lot. I want to thank all my new subscribers on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. Welcome aboard. I want to thank everybody who gives me thumbs ups and does homework questions. Love that as well. And that's it. I will see you guys next Friday. And you just took a ride on the wild side.